Hello, and welcome back to Get It Right, the one YouTube channel where we help you with your math problems and try to make it easy and get it right. Today we are going to be working on multiplying polynomials. This is an expansion upon what we did our last video where we multiplied binomials together. So now we will be multiplying a binomial to a polynomial that has more than two terms. A polynomial is just a term meaning many-termed item. A binomial is a two-termed polynomial. This time, instead of multiplying two binomials, we will be multiplying a trinomial and a binomial together. Just like the last time, I will be doing this two different ways. So we will do the vertical method, and then we will do the horizontal method. The method you end up choosing depends on how much space you have on your paper. Otherwise, I would probably default to the vertical multiplication method every time I do it because I find it easier to look at. So when we do the vertical multiplication method, we are going to take x squared minus 2x plus 3 and multiply it by x minus 3. First thing is, let's set up that vertical multiplication. We will put the trinomial on top, then put the x minus 3 binomial on the bottom, and of course do the nice little basic multiplication like we do with numbers. So just like with numbers, you start with your ones digit. In this case, since we're talking algebra, we are going to the constants place, and we will take our constant and multiply it by everything in the trinomial. So you now take the minus 3, multiply it by x squared minus 2x and that plus 3, and we will get minus 3x squared plus 6x minus 9. As a reminder, since we had a minus 2x and a minus 3, that'll turn into a positive 6. So minus and minus is plus for multiplication. In addition, plus times a minus is a minus for multiplication. Now that we have the first line down, let's move on to the next one. We will take our x from the term and multiply it by everything in the top part of our multiplication. So that trinomial gets multiplied by x. Make sure you line up the terms as you put it down. X squared times x is x cubed, so that needs to be to the left of our x squared, so everything can line up. And then we get a minus 2x squared and a plus 3x. Just like the last time, all we need to do is take these and add them down. So we will add. Combine like terms is our step 4. All you need to do is add straight down. X cubed just comes down as x cubed. A minus 3 and a minus 2 is a minus 5. X squared, 6x, 3x is a 9x. Then you get a minus 9. Nothing else is a like term. There is nothing else to do with this problem. So we've just done an awesome job. Real easy, real simple. I love the vertical multiplication method. It's always the best one to use if you have the space. If you do not have the space, you can always go with our next method. The next method is horizontal multiplication, which requires us to know the distributive property. So as a reminder, the distributive property says if you take one item outside of a set of parentheses that has addition or subtraction going on, all you need to do is give that item to everything inside. So that A will go to the B and the C. So we will do the same thing here. Also with multiplication, it does not matter which polynomial you put first. I generally put the smaller of the two polynomials up front when I do it this way because I find that easier to do the multiplication and to keep like terms together. So now, what do? We will use the distributive property, and we will distribute that x plus 6 to every term inside the trinomial. So we will take that and we will write it behind 2x squared. Write it behind 2x. Write it behind the minus 7. And this is what it'll look like. Okay. So now we have a 2x squared times x plus 6 plus 2x times x plus 6 minus 7 times, oh my God, x plus 6. We just completed a distribution. Now, obviously, we are not done because it still looks like a hot mess. So now we will go ahead and distribute the front term into the parentheses. So the 2x squared will go to x plus 6. And then you'll see we have a plus 2x in front of parentheses. So that plus 2x goes through x plus 6. Minus 7 is in front of parentheses. We will put that through x plus 6. So when we do that multiplication, we distribute through. Notice to try to make it easy to see, I changed the colors. So we have 2x squared times x plus a 2x squared times 6. And then I have a plus 2x times x plus 2x times 6. Then I have a minus 7 times x and a minus 7 times 6. Okay, go ahead and do the multiplication. And we have 2x cubed plus 12x squared plus 2x squared plus 2x minus 7x minus 42. Next thing we need to do is combine like terms. The only like terms here are in the middle. 12x squared and 2x squared are like terms. 12x and a minus 7x are like terms. Combine those appropriately. We get 2x cubed plus 14x squared plus 5x minus 42. Nothing else can be simplified. It is as pretty as that's going to get. Way to go! So we're doing good so far. Now let's go do another one. What if I have polynomials that have missing terms? Well, depending on which method you use depends on what you need to do. If you're going horizontally, then you can just distribute and skip what I'm about to talk about. However, since I want to do vertical multiplication because I like it so much, I will rewrite the polynomials in expanded standard form. What that means is make sure there are 0 placeholders where they belong. Now, to know if you need a 0 placeholder or not, you need to look at the exponents, the itty bitty numbers that we have in the polynomial. We went from x cubed to an x term. If we're going down by 1 every time, it should be x cubed, x squared, x, and nothing. So we need an x squared. So I will put in a plus 0x squared. Now that I've done that, I will go ahead and set up the vertical multiplication. So now we have an x plus 4 underneath the expanded notation. Follow the same thing we've done before. Take the 4, multiply it by everything, and everybody knows 4 times 0 is still 0. So that means we will go ahead and have a 4x cubed plus a 0x squared minus 8x plus 20. Now all you need to do is take the x and multiply that by everything in the top polynomial. Again, line up your terms. So x to the 4th is on the left side, plus 0x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5x. Now we're going to combine like terms. All we need to do is add straight down. Make sure you pay attention to your signage. And you end up with x to the 4th plus 4x cubed minus 2x squared minus 3x plus 20. And that is now excellently done. Easy peasy lemon squeezies. So this is always the best method in my opinion. I do have a master's in mathematics degree, and I have taught for nearly 20 years. both in secondary and college. My opinion is go vertical. If you need to go horizontal because of space, that's great. Just keep track of your terms. But vertical is where it's at. With that, that is the end of this video. Nice and quick. Thank you for watching. If you happen to have any requests for math problem explanations other than polynomials, please make sure you subscribe, like, and post in the comments of the problems you would like to have solved. And if you need extra help with polynomials, you can go to Amazon or the Google Play book section and check out Polynomials Piece by Piece series by Sotheos Publishing. This is a 3-booklet deal. First booklet will actually take you through the basics of polynomials, where you are adding and subtracting and learning what like terms are, along with the degrees. The second book will focus on the multiplication, and a third book which will focus on sum, division, mainly long division of polynomials, factoring, and then solving by factoring. Our next video, we will dive into the world of division for polynomials, and we will go over a couple problems where we divide polynomials into each other and see what we get. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.